deep, deep in the jungle, there was a little engine that could. He was chugging his way across the enemy line. Chugga, 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 chugga. Toot, toot. This little engine's mission was to take some AK-47 and nuclear payload over the mountain to the 2063 platoon. Needless to say, there was plenty opposition. Think that stopped the little engine that could? No sirree, Bob. He just kept chugging along. Chugga, 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 chugga. Toot, toot. Not even when they climbed aboard the train. Popped out the eyes of the conductor. Blood and snot was dripping out his eye sockets. Think that stopped the little engine that could? Damn Skippy, he just kept chugging along. Chugga, 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 chugga. Toot, toot. Wasn't till Charlie rigged the bridge with plastic explosives, just as the little engine that could was making his way across the trestle. Boom! Explosion happened. Blood and guts and spitting ass was everywhere. And Bubba come crawling up the back door, both legs missing. Lula Mae's baby boy, he looks up at me, he says, "Pain, I can't feel my legs." I said, "Bubba, they ain't there." I looked down and them little bloody nubs was kicking real fast like this hell. And I says, "Bubba, it's 30 miles to the nearest town. Unless you can flip upside down and walk on your hands, you ain't gonna make it." All of a sudden, Charlie was all over the place. Just me and my sidearm, and I had no other alternative but to blast my way out. Ah! Die, pig! You'll never take Major Benson Winifred Payne alive! Bam! I saw what you did to my friend. Bam, 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 bam.
My
Beautiful.
goodness, what is that? I don't even know what that's from.
Oh, Major Payne.
Oh.
Every kid in 1994 remembers that movie.
I have seen that movie, but I don't remember that quote at all. What scene is that?
He's tucking his soon-to-be son in bed.
Oh, goodness gracious. What a bedtime story.
My favorite part is he's like, "I love you, Major." "Boy, what's your angle?" "Major, he's just trying to show you affection." "I don't like it. It makes me feel all funny inside."
That is
great choice.
I do love that film.
Katie Ash.
It's funny. Yeah. Well,
Yeah, good
anyways,
choice.
welcome back to yet another episode of Bump That episode 104. Woo! 104. If you guys don't know who we are, we've got Brian in this corner.
Y'all is maggots now.
We've got KT in this corner.
Because he's 6. Woman, when I was 6 years old, I had a full-time job.
I bet he did. And my name is Ileana, and we are siblings who have a love for all things video games, movies, TV shows, all of the sort, and decided to talk about it here on the internet with all of you guys, and here you are listening. So, welcome. Guys, we are still under construction, but things are in the works, and they are going to get good, and it's going to be great. I know I've seen a lot of comments of people saying, "When is the construction going to be over? It better be good." Blah, blah, blah. It will be. I promise. We're getting a whole new set. We're getting a whole new upgrade for our characters. So, and there might even be a little bit of animation.
I demand a plush pillow.
So, you know, it's in the works. You can see our set right now that is on the screen. Caution, keep out is not safe yet. It's not safe for work. No, nobody's allowed on set. So when it's ready, I will make sure you guys all know. I promise it's going to look really nice. I'm trying my hardest.
Just tell all your little dumb buddies to subscribe, like the show, and get ready for the full action that's coming, baby.
Because when you hit that subscribe button, you become an honorary sibling. So join the family. Anyways, we've got quite a show for you guys tonight. So let's go ahead and get started. We've got some news, okay? Some news. So, Star Wars Jedi Survivor coming out next week. Are you playing it? Is that PlayStation?
I think it's all consoles.
All consoles.
PC.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. So you guys be playing that one?
Did you guys play the last one?
I don't play Star Wars games. I'm sorry.
Whoa, dang.
I'm sorry. They don't interest me much.
The Star Wars game that I'm playing right now, and everybody's gonna laugh at me. That's okay. You can laugh. Is the Skywalker Saga, which is the newest Lego game. But hey, it is dope. Everybody, shut up.
Isn't that just regular Lego Star Wars remastered?
No,
Lego
it's
Star
different.
Wars.
It's different.
Okay.
Different. And
Right.
it also has episodes 7, 8, 9, and you can get the Mandalorian
Ugh.
with Grogu.
Grogu!
Yeah, it is so fun to play as the Mandalorian and have Grogu just follow you around in his little hover thing.
Aw.
Yeah.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah.
So Brian, are you gonna be playing it, or that is the thunder? That is the storm.
Oh, you guys hear that?
I
thunder?
hear it.
Oh my gosh! I
thought
I
that was my
apologize.
No,
for the
you're fine.
thunder.
Brian just survived a hailstorm, so he's a true warrior.
So subscribe for that.
Yeah.
You know, so if you've seen the previous game, it was Fallen Order. That was the last one. It's very redundant gameplay, or just the same stuff, hack and slash over and over and over with your lightsaber.
How long is the gameplay? Like, how long would it take someone like to beat it?
40, 50, 60 hours.
And you're just doing the same thing the whole time?
And it's kind of just slashing droids the whole time with your lightsaber, jumping on platforms, that kind of deal. I mean, you're not even flying your own spaceship or anything. You're not on any speeders.
Yeah.
It's...
So was it like mediocre, or was it enjoyable at least? Or?
I mean, from what I've heard, it's one of the better recent Star Wars video games, but I don't think it's enough for me to be like, oh yeah, I want to play as Cal Kestis. You know, if you want to do a full Star Wars game, you got to be flying in spaceships. You got to have the lightsaber battles, and then have just interesting people to fight. Fighting droids is not. It's just machine pieces.
Yeah.
Barnacles.
So then, do you have higher hopes for this game then? Do you think it's going to offer those things?
I don't know. I haven't seen anything enough to make me think like, oh yeah, I have to go play this one.
Yeah. Well,
unless you're just a big fan and you just want to keep continuing the story, yeah.
Yeah. Only time.
And it's kind of, oh geez. It's kind of in that same timeline as Obi-Wan Kenobi one, the TV show, where you have all these wannabe Sith people tracking down Jedi and across the galaxy and taking them all out, so.
Well, we'll just have to wait and see.
I'm not allowed, or actually, well, two things. I'm not allowed to get a new game until I beat all the games that I have right now. And the next game that I'm going to get is Octopath Traveler 2. So, whoa.
Oh, that is some thunder.
Whoa! So, yeah. Oh, speaking of thunder, I also need to get God of War Ragnarok. Can you believe I haven't gotten Ragnarok yet?
Dude, that game is sweet, bro.
Well, I'll have the same qualms with the Jedi, as you said, Fallen Order.
This one is Survivor.
Okay, but the last one.
The last one was Fallen Order. Yeah.
So that's probably the same thing I would say is the issue with God of War Ragnarok, is that it's a lot of the same gameplay mechanic.
Yeah.
Kratos.
I mean, it's awesome still. Like, it's a great, fun game to play, but you kind of are doing the same thing the whole time.
Yeah, no, you really truly are. I mean, I've watched the whole Ragnarok gameplay, and story-wise, the story's amazing. Story-wise, those guys at Santa Monica Studios are crafting well thought out video game stories. But I mean, again, you're still smashing and stabbing and slashing at monsters, so I mean.
Monsters. Yeah, but I mean that's what we come here for. I know what I'm getting when I get that game. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm.
I mean,
doing.
it's hella good looking. It looks freaking fantastic.
Beautiful.
So
nothing against that one. But let's keep on going. Moving on to number 2 of the doc is Knuckles and Knuckles the Echidna getting his own TV shows. Why? Idris Elba. Did I say that right? Idris Elba.
How dare you?
I'm sorry, Idris Elba returning as Knuckles. The program will be streaming on Paramount Plus. Can I speak English? Paramount Plus. Yeah, there's that thunder. Goodness. Wow.
I don't think.
How do I turn the thunder down?
You guys will not survive the night.
Oh, I would be knocked out with that thunder. I'd sleep so good. Anyways, the show will be taking place between Sonic 2 and 3. The show will set Knuckles on a action-packed path of self-discovery as he agrees to train Wade as his protege. So, Paramount Plus, and that is... Will it be
Wade? Just the same live action with animated
cartoon
CGI, people. Yeah. Wade is the cop in the past 2 movies that was like the bumbling assistant cop to Jason Marsden.
Oh, okay.
To James Marsden.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I guess there's that. I don't know if I don't have Paramount Plus, so I'm not going to watch it.
Do you know anybody that has Paramount Plus?
I can't say that I do.
I do.
You
actually
do?
Well, so here's the deal.
One of our very own.
Because I was told that hit TV show Yellowstone, starring Kevin Costner, is on Paramount Plus.
No longer starring Kevin Costner.
As well as other of the Yellowstone shows, such as 1883, starring Faith Hill and her husband guy. And then also...
Her husband guy!
What's her husband guy's name again?
Tim McGraw, man.
Tim McGraw, thank you. He's awesome. He's amazing. Then also other Yellowstone spinoff, 1923, starring my guy and dad and father and grandfather Harrison Ford and classy lady Helen Mirren. So we get Paramount Plus because we want to watch Yellowstone. There's like 5 seasons of the show plus all these spinoffs. So we get Paramount Plus. And we see, 1883 is there. Awesome. Can't wait to watch that. 1923 is there too. Sweet. So we're like, where's Yellowstone? Yellowstone isn't on Paramount Plus. Their spin-offs are on Paramount Plus, but the actual Yellowstone show is on Universal. What's the Universal? Peacock. It's on Peacock. Like, what the heck?
How can they do that?
Yeah, so what the heck? So we ended up watching 1883, which we really enjoyed. I do recommend. Faith Hill and Tim McGraw are incredible in the show. It's a really excellent show about the, what is that thing called? The Oregon Trail. It's a great show. Then we watch 1923, the first season of that with my dad, Harrison Ford. It's a very funny show. It's a little over the top. But that's the channel that Sonic is gonna on. So yeah.
Are they losing money?
I don't think so. I mean, on Paramount Plus, they also got a lot of the Star Trek shows on there. CBS, Top Gun Maverick is on there and all that. So
okay.
I think it's one of the better streaming stuffs. Who has every freaking streaming service out there?
Gosh, I hope not everybody. That's what's putting America in debt. Not the price of eggs is the price of all these streaming services.
Oh my gosh, it's just it's too much TV, man.
So, let us know if you're going to be watching the Sonic TV show starring Knuckles, of all people. Well, anyways, so moving on, Amazon all in on nostalgia as it eyes reboots for RoboCop, or is it RoboCop?
RoboCop.
Okay, yeah. I was like, typo. RoboCop, which already got a reboot. Legally Blonde, Stargate, Fame, Barbershop, The Magnificent Seven, which already got a reboot. Pink Panther, and The Thomas Crown Affair. So your question is, do we really want remakes of movies from the 2000s? Is it maybe too early? Are we here now? Like, is that what's going on? And I think we talked about that with the Moana movie already, so we touched on that a little bit.
When you think about it, movies are okay. Take the Princess Diaries.
Yeah,
that's over 20 years old, bro.
But is it absolutely necessary to reboot a movie like that?
No, no.
Especially if it's already gotten a reboot, you know?
I mean, I know they don't have cell phones in the movie. Is that, I mean, that's the only reason. I feel like that's the only reason why you would reboot a movie, because they don't have cell phones.
But that's have cell phones back in like 20 years ago. They had cell phones.
But that's going to be the thing.
Okay, but they had the big, either they were the big ones or the little Mickey Mouse,
or the ones that they had in like
you know,
bags that you had to carry around.
Ooh, like in Lethal Weapon.
So that's the thing that what was that movie? Hocus Pocus did. They had the 90s version and then they had the 2020s one, and they were like, oh, what is this, Roombas? What? You know, and they just made everything a joke about like new technology. It's like,
so
okay,
I mean, then what's the point? What's the point of remaking it? I just don't get it. You know,
could you imagine if somebody remade Miss Congeniality? No, you can't.
It would be a completely different show. 100%. It would be. I mean, you couldn't make half the jokes in that movie that you make. Like if you watch that movie now with the mindset of being in 2023, you would think that Benjamin Bratt is the biggest bro of all time, and that he should have been fired and sued for working with the FBI. Oh, 100%. You know, because at the end of it, then it's like, oh yeah, if we happen to have sex and everything, you know, I mean, this is what's gonna happen. It's like, whoa,
yeah,
I'm still on the job. I'm on the clock, bro. You can't be talking to me like this. What the heck, man? Sexual harassment, kid.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. So I don't know. Just leave those movies in the past. They don't need to exist anymore.
Well, I mean, they did RoboCop already like 4 or 5 years ago. Nobody saw it. Nobody cares. Nobody wants a RoboCop. You know, Legally Blonde. I heard they were going to make Legally Blonde 3. Why don't they just do that? Why would they? You know.
Yeah.
Reese Witherspoon is still, you know, an excellent actress. Why does she have to be younger? You know.
To quote Jurassic Park, Reese, we've got Reese here. See, nobody cares.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just...
Or another barbershop. I mean, they've run that into the ground. It's done. It's... What else are they going to do with barbershop?
Movies. Just let it die.
Yeah, they were good for their runtime, and now they need to...
They weren't even good when they were running.
It's... They were fine. They were, you know...
Medea?
Yeah, I like the Medea movies.
Some are better than others, I'll put it that way.
The Diary of a Mad Black Woman, great film.
Yes. But, Funeral? The funeral one? No.
The Witness Protection Program? Did you watch that one?
No.
Yeah, that's also one of the Medea movies. I don't know. I just do not like all of the remakes and stuff. It's like...
So, like, they did Magnificent Seven. They already did that with Denzel and Chris Pratt. I don't understand why you would have to make it again. It was literally done 4 or 5 years ago. It was a Western. It was a Western, and nobody... I mean, it did okay. It wasn't... But it's a Western. What do you expect? I just don't know.
But I guess it's that time for the new generation to appreciate the old 2000s films.
And then in like Pink Panther was a big film in the 60s and 70s. And then Steve Martin took it over, you know, in the 2000s. They had 2 of them.
But did people care about it then? Like, I didn't like Pink Panther.
No, nobody cared about it back in 2002, 2003. So what makes you think that comedy would be a fresh take in 2023?
And, like, you don't hear kids going around talking about Pink Panther now. Like, whoa, that one was close.
Are you guys okay?
Whew.
Kids are still asleep, so that's all that matters, right?
Yeah. Well, it's like, okay, all of those franchises, the Pink Panther, the Flintstones, the Muppets, those types of franchises, they don't appeal to the generations of today. I hate to say, because I mean, that's stuff that we grew up with and our parents grew up with, but...
Speaking of which, did you guys see the trailer for the new Electric Company? The Electric Mayhem TV show on Disney Plus?
I didn't see the trailer, but I've been seeing pictures of it. It looks awesome. I'm all for it.
Okay, I mean, it looks awesome, but again, there's still all these like, oh wow, you guys are from the old days. We're in the new days now. We have technology.
Yeah. I hate that trope. I hate it. Oh man,
but it's like
cringy. Okay, it's cringy.
But I mean, I'm still all in because it's got Animal, Dr. Teeth, all these guys, and I'm like, yes, I need Animal in my life and Dr. Teeth. We need Big Pimpin'. All right.
Well, that's not on that. Let us know what you feel about reboots and remakes down in the comments. I want to know because I'm not for them. Maybe you can try and convince me. But this is like Super Mario Bros. The movie has jumped to another domestic weekend box office victory with $87 million, bringing it North America's total to $347.8 million and global tally at $677.96 million.
It'll break $1 billion. It'll break $1 billion.
As
easy.
It should.
Insane!
I mean, yeah.
Speaking of which, I put a poll on Facebook, and thank you to you guys that responded. I said, no spoilers. Did you see the Super Mario Brothers movie? Are you planning on seeing it? What did you think? And I got quite a few responses. I want to go through these pretty quickly. Angela says, took Avery and Hudson to see it, and they loved it. Personally, I thought it was good, too. I was entertained the whole time and thought it was right on track with the games. Kai says, so fun. It was exactly what I hoped it would be. Have seen it twice now and already pre-ordered the Blu-ray.
Wow.
Dang, Kai, calm down, bro. Jeez.
No, Kai, keep going. Kirby says, I loved it. 5 exclamation points.
Okay.
Sarah says, loved it. Want to see it again.
Okay.
Hannah says, I took Emily and Lizzie to see it last Saturday, and we all 3 loved it. It was just enough nostalgia in there for their 80s, 90s mom, and enough up-to-date stuff for them. It was a very cute movie and a nice bit of escapism. That's an excellent word. Angela says, so funny, you need to see it. A little rushed, but all around a good film. Yeah. Make sure you stay for the post-credit scene. I did, Angela, thank you. Andrea says, super cute. If you have grown up playing the Mario games, you will love it, just like the games. Okay. So overall, everybody loves it. I do agree with Angela saying that it was a little rushed.
Yeah, I do. I agree as well.
That was one of the things that I mentioned last week. What that was a negative, but you guys heard that commentary. You guys heard that ding ding last week between me and Brian. So. And
now it's finally my turn to give my 2 cents because I have finally seen it.
Yeah, well, let's go, man. Keep up.
Okay. I loved it. I really did.
You would. You son of a gun.
I loved it. Every minute of it. I had a smile on my face. I did not want to take my eyes away from the screen. Just like I guess Katie said, was the Easter eggs were awesome to find. Just looking around, be like, oh, that's from this. Oh, that's from this. The music from that. Blah, 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 blah. I grew up playing the games. I love the games. So I knew the story very well. Now, here's my thing about the story. It was exactly what it needed to be. It didn't need to be anything else other than entertaining. And that's what it was. So just like the game, it's exactly the same, where the story is not amazing. It's not phenomenal. It is very bare bones, and that's fine. And I wasn't bored either. If it wasn't exciting and fun and didn't have a story, then it would have sucked. It wouldn't have been a fun movie. But the fact that the voice actors brought their A game, the colors were I loved it. I loved it. The colors were popping when they entered Donkey Kong's like area and they're driving in that. I was like, oh, that looks like so much fun, and everything was just fun. I had a blast watching that film. The jokes, they were funny. They weren't annoying to me at all. They weren't like Illumination type jokes, you know. It was this is funny. I like this. I'm enjoying what I'm watching. There was no hidden agenda, you know. There wasn't like a secret gay character. There wasn't a political side to be taken. There wasn't anything about gun control or something. Nothing.
Dang.
There was no agenda. There wasn't anything about race. There wasn't anything. Nothing. Nothing at all. Oh my
gosh, man. You're going to get us so fired, bro.
No, we're not. No, we're not. That's what I'm saying. There was nothing like that. And I'm glad for it because...
You know what? There should have been, man. Okay.
No, you're so wrong.
Bowser. Okay,
yeah.
Bowser.
It was just pure, like, childhood joy is what I felt watching that film. It was just, I wanted to, like, smile and just watch and go, I'm having a blast, you know? I like I'm playing a game. So, that's how I feel about it.
Excellent.
Yeah, it'll break 1 billion.
I hope it does.
And I went back and saw it a second time with Ileana, and I was thinking about, while I was watching it, I was thinking about the discussion that Brian and I had prior to me watching it a second time, and I still stick by what I said. It's not really a spoiler, but it may spoil kind of the beginning with the dog in the beginning.
God,
yeah,
that dog.
Brian said that it was like an Illumination thing. No, I thought it was funny.
No, I will agree that's very Illumination, but I liked it.
It's funny.
It was funny.
I thought it would have been funny if the dog died. That would have been hilarious. Dude.
Okay, you're horrible.
All right, sadness. No wonder it's raining where you are.
But like the girl in the commercial, she looked very Illumination.
Yeah.
The dog looked very Life of Pets. And I also didn't really care for the Brooklyn scenes either. I'll say they were boring, and I was like, the guy that was making fun of them at the diner, I was like, I don't.
Oh, Sebastian Maniscalco.
Yeah. Well, luckily that only lasted like 4 minutes. It didn't last long at all, and they just jumped right.
Now that I think about it, it's like, why did Mario and Luigi have to have a mom and dad? I mean, it's good they had a mom and dad, but I thought those scenes was like absolutely.
They were boring.
They were like
unnecessary.
Is non-perfunctory a word? Is that a word?
It is a word.
I feel like that's the phrase that I would use for that. So.
I guess maybe to set up his motivation for wanting to, do something bigger than himself, to prove himself.
Yeah. And that's another thing. Why is there a Sebastian Maniscalco movie coming out? What the heck?
Because why not?
About his dad?
Robert De Niro is playing the opposite character that he played in Meet the Fockers, which I think is so funny.
Yeah, it is kind of funny like that.
I saw that in the trailer before the movie. I'm like, and he's using the last name Maniscalco. Huh. Interesting.
Speaking of movies, it smells like popcorn in my house right now.
I had popcorn for lunch yesterday.
It is a very strong aroma.
Riveting stuff in a podcast to talk about. But no, that was the thing. Like at the Mario movie, I had my bucket of popcorn. I'm sharing with everybody, but I just kept eating it. Just facing the movie, popcorn coming in the mouth. There was no stopping the hand, okay? It was just fun. And I'm glad that Nintendo had such a heavy hand on Illumination that they couldn't get away with Illumination-ness, you know?
Well, here's the thing. I don't want to say the word illumination like it's a bad thing.
It is.
It is not a bad thing. They have with their limited amount of movies that they've made. I will say about half of them are good.
I don't even know if I'd say that.
Yeah, I mean I didn't say great. I said good. They're
responsible for the Minion movie.
And what's wrong with that?
It was trash.
No, what's wrong?
No, I wouldn't say that. I think it's just it's some people's cup of tea, and some people turn it off.
That was awful.
But
it is a passable, entertaining film intended for children and families.
That's a 4-year-old's movie.
There's nothing offensive about that movie.
I don't know.
Is it cheesy? Yes.
I hate it.
Is it overly silly? Yes.
I think
maybe. Yes.
I think if anything, they're doing a great job at printing money because their films that are coming out make money.
That's the thing that bothers me,
make stacks of cash. Well, I mean, if that's what we're gonna do, that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna make money. They're gonna make franchises that are just
I want movies to be more than that, and that's where I hate where Disney is going and Pixar is going, because they're making these boring films and they're not making as much money because the films suck. The thing that made them good in the beginning was that they took risks, they told stories, and they made them good stories. They have all these Illumination films that come out where it's like, this isn't a good story, nor is it fun to look at. It's cheap.
Honestly, when I think about it, I was thinking about it earlier today too, that if Nintendo, when they were looking at studios to partner with to get a Mario franchise off the ground, and they were like, if they had done it with Disney, I feel like as a whole, the quality of the film, the story at least, might be a little bit more polished.
Right.
But I feel that the silliness, the fun, the wackiness that Illumination has with the film might have been missed. So,
right.
I mean, it's I don't know.
I have my issues with all of the studios, clearly. But they really nailed this one, I think. It didn't need a story, which is why they succeeded so well, is because it was a franchise that doesn't have a story to begin with, except the princess is kidnapped. Get her back. That's it. So that's what they told, basically. But anyways, let's keep moving on. And our last, but certainly not least, news segment today is season finale of The Mandalorian out tonight. What do you all think of the season so far?
So I didn't watch last week's episode, and I didn't obviously watch tonight's. So I'm a couple behind. Katie, are you up to date? Are you caught up?
I'm a couple behind as well. The last one that I saw was the one with Christopher Lloyd, Jack Black, and Lizzo.
Yeah, that's the one I saw.
See that.
That's the last one I saw.
I think I fell asleep.
Which was, again, I'm just like, pretty much personally for me, this is the weakest season of Mandalorian.
Really? I heard opposite from some other people.
Oh,
they were saying this
gosh.
was like one of the strongest seasons.
No, I think what it is, they're just setting things up for what's her name? Her name.
Bo-Katan.
Yeah.
Bo-Katan.
Oh,
Bo-Katan.
yeah.
Yeah, Bo-Katan Kryze.
To have her own show? Or
something. Clearly, that's their motive.
So apparently when Star Wars Celebration, they had their big thing. So we heard that Rey is getting her own movie. James Mangold is going to be getting his movie where it's setting up like the Jedi, the discovery of the Jedi. And so then the other film that's going to be coming out is directed by Dave Filoni. And what that's going to be about is kind of a culmination, a final film of all these TV shows, The Book of Boba Fett, The Mandalorian, all those storylines, Ahsoka, all those storylines coming out after the fall of the Empire and all that, all coming together.
Obi-Wan?
Grogu. Not Obi-Wan, because that was before
Andor.
Again, that was before. That was during the rebellion. So it's kind of Book of Boba Fett, Ahsoka, Mandalorian, seasons 1, 2, 3, all that coming together, directed by Dave Filoni. So it is kind of funneling into that story. But this season, though, has been just not great.
It's been a lot of dialogue. I feel like a lot hasn't really happened, and that's why I keep falling asleep during the episodes. I watch them with Hunter at night, and then I fall asleep because I'm bored, and I feel bad because I want to watch it because I loved the other seasons of Mandalorian, but there's just so much dialogue.
Well, like I said a couple weeks ago, it's a lot of exposition now.
Yeah. That's the word.
I think they have to do a little bit of exposition to get to this finale, sort of like an end game kind of thing, which I don't know if I agree with, but it's gonna make them buku bucks.
But that's what also happened with Rings of Power for me too, where there was a lot of exposition in a lot of episodes, so it got boring at many points. Where I wish they could have done it differently or done it better.
Well, look, let's analyze this really quick. When you take it, and this doesn't justify for Star Wars because Star Wars has existed for a long time, but in a show like Rings of Power, when you go back to other shows and their season 1, it's a lot of exposition. You can take The Office, for example. The Office season 1 sucked, but after that, they found their niche, and then it was the biggest thing since sliced bread. So I think what we're going to see is, with Rings of Power is sort of the same thing, where they have their niche. Now they don't have to explain as much because now we know who everybody is. They can sort of take off from there. For Star Wars, oh my god!
Gosh, is your house still intact?
Oh my
god!
Do you guys?
I apologize.
That gave me a heart attack.
Storms of power.
I saw the flash before it happened, so I was prepared.
Oh no! I was like, "Woo!
Everybody get down!"
That scared me. Oh my!
I apologize, Bump That fans out there.
What was I saying? I just peed myself.
You're talking about the exposition, the niche fans.
Yeah. So for Star Wars, they're kind of in the negative because they've existed for so long, but you do have all these characters that are combining into one.
Well, and then you have new fan base as well. Say like me, who didn't watch the movies, even though I grew up around that time with them. Not obviously the 70s ones, but like the 2000s ones, and after that and such. I have had time to appreciate them, but I didn't until Mandalorian came out, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go watch this Star Wars show.
And so now that everybody has a grasp of who everybody is, what their purpose is,
right?
We have all of these characters now. They have their own paths. They're gonna converge in this new movie or whatever it is that's coming out.
But that's my thing. Why didn't they do it better?
Yeah, this season at least, like I feel like the pacing has been off. There's been like weird plot points. Like they're like, oh, you know what? I need IG-88 to help me go to Mandalorian, to go to Mandalore, And then they're like, all right, well, let's try to hook up IG. Then they're done with IG-88. Well, that didn't work. I was like, why the heck did you even go through all this trouble?
And then they had like that weird Covenant episode or whatever it was called. Covert, I can't remember what it was called, but where you don't even see the Mandalorian for like an hour the whole episode. I think it was episode 4, and I'm like, what are we watching right
that's
now?
the Empire episode where with the scientist.
Yeah.
Easily the worst episode of all the Star Wars shows.
I'm like,
all of them
is happening. It didn't even like lead up to anything. It wasn't like, oh, it's leading up to talking about the character. It just was like, this is an episode about the character.
And I think a lot of the Star Wars fan geeks out there, those guys, they're saying that everything about this is going to lead to Thrawn, Admiral Thrawn. That's going to be the big bad.
Yeah. Because
they've never really, no movie has really done Thrawn. So that's going to be what it's about. But then, Mando's got a job to go back to the Mandalore and bathe in the waters of Lake Minnetonka to get, redeemed and everything. And then he's like, well, I did that. Well, I guess we're good, Yeah. And purify himself, but then it was like, oh, well, that's it, and
Yeah,
it's
it was.
like,
It seemed so easy. I was like, what? Why was
and
it hard?
then they blew up some space pirates, and like, okay, done.
Yeah, I don't know. This was a very random.
And now we have Jack Black and Lizzo in an episode, and
Why
with
is
Christopher
Lizzo?
Lloyd.
Chris Lloyd.
That episode was awkward for me. Like very
It
awkward.
was. Thank you so much for saying that the episode was
You're
not
welcome.
great.
What do you mean?
Because I feel bad because I love all those people,
Okay,
but it wasn't good.
okay,
It wasn't
so
a good episode.
You have these notable actors. It's almost like they're two.
Get ready, prepare yourself.
They are two. Oh,
Okay.
That's what you meant.
Yeah.
I was like, prepare yourself for what? Is this like
They,
juicy?
oh my god! No, it's like they're too famous for their own good. Where
They're out
You
of
can't
place,
take-
maybe.
yeah, you can't take them seriously
Okay.
at all.
Yeah.
Maybe Christopher Lloyd, yeah, but Lizzo and Jack Black, I was like, what is happening? Why are they here?
Yeah.
It's about damn time. That's all.
Hey,
That's
whoa,
all I can
dang, man.
Anytime Lizzo comes up on the screen, we're just gonna be like, every time.
Okay. And not to say that episode wasn't enjoyable because it was.
Or start singing Peaches every time
Yes.
Jack Black's
Yeah,
on screen.
Okay, so exactly. Wrong timing. Bad timing, I think.
Yeah.
Bad timing.
That's so odd. Why
Um,
them? They're not
I-
like Star Wars people
No,
or
and you
like that type of genre really either.
yeah, so it's just hard to take it seriously. It's just awkward to watch.
Yeah.
Nah,
You're
I was bummed,
You're taken out of the immersion of Star Wars. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, he's an actor and she's a musician, and Christopher Lloyd is half dead. So, he's also Back to the Future. So
Marty, you gotta come with me.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Oh wait, I'm the Mandalorian.
no, wait. You know what? I just had a brain blast.
What?
Christopher Lloyd is the definition of Back to the Future. A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away,
Yeah,
there was
Yeah.
Christopher Lloyd.
yeah.
I just brain
That's where he
blasted
was.
myself. That's where he was the whole
So he
time.
definitely belongs in the series then.
He does, but the other two, no.
No, yeah, because he fits. Like he's not playing himself.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
It's almost like how Jeff Goldblum is kind of like
Yeah.
exactly.
he is
Christopher Lloyd
totally
is a
Jeff
decent
Goldblum.
enough actor, and he's kind of you wouldn't. Some people may not know him just by passing him. He's like, oh, it's some old guy. Okay, cool, and he plays his role decently well. So I mean,
It's like I saw a post about that the other day. It was like actors who just play themselves in every role that they play. It's like The Rock, Seth Rogen, Jack Black, Jeff Goldblum, people like that. They are so far beyond acting. Their whole persona of themselves has just become like.
and I'm not condemning that. I think that for a lot of roles that really works well, and I like that.
There's not a problem with
You
that,
know.
but it's if you have something like Star Wars that's very immersive, you don't want to ruin it, the magic of it almost. You can't use actors.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, you can't expect Vin Diesel to show up as a Jedi Master and be like,
family.
every time.
Oh my gosh.
Every time.
Yeah, so that's, I mean, I don't know. You put The Rock in there, and it's like, oh, all of a sudden this is awkward.
This is the most jacked Jedi I've ever seen, dude. This dude is yoked, bro. Dang.
Here, give me the baby.
Arnold Schwarzenegger as a Jedi Master.
Give me the baby.
Give me the baby!
Yeah.
I said use the Force. Do or do not try, okay?
Sylvester Stallone also in there as well.
Hey, yo, we're gonna go to Death Star trench run and blow it up.
There you go. So that is Mandalorian. We'll see how the
They started it first. Sorry.
Okay. Oh,
We'll see how the season goes out. Maybe next week we'll all finally be caught up and be able to talk about it more. But that's where we're at now. So yeah,
throw us a bone.
they're trying. I think with the other TV shows coming out, they're
I'm
trying.
talking about to our fine listeners that
Oh.
are like, dude, you haven't caught up. You're not like you haven't memorized all episodes. You don't have an encyclopedic. knowledge
listeners.
about-
Now we're
Yeah.
fighting against you guys. We were friends and now we're not. Well, no, you're family. Family
Only
sticks
if you're
together.
subscribed.
Vin Diesel. Family.
Only if you're subscribed.
Subscribe, please. Listen, our goal to all the bump that fans out there, we're looking to try to up our subscribers by the end of the year. So tell your friends and family and become real family.
Become
Just
real family.
Do it!
Anyways, we are going into the chunk zone.
Oh, chunky.
So, Brian, you've got a game for us.
Okay, I do. This is kind of a really silly game. I kind of came up with it on the cuff. Pretty much, according to the doc here, I titled it "Who Wore It Best," or it could also be called "The Best of Both Worlds."
Okay.
So, who wore it best, or the best of both worlds? So in this game, we're kind of just gonna have a dialogue talking about both fiction and nonfiction. Pretty much, I'm gonna give you two people, one fiction, one nonfiction, that both have the same name, and what you guys got to do is kind of tell me who would be remembered more at the end of the day for their contributions to anything.
Oh, that can get a little questionable.
I'm gonna get in trouble for this.
So for example, here, this one's a toss-up. This one's pretty easy. At the end of the day, who's going to end up being more famous and more well-known for what they've done with their life? So you have Buzz Lightyear of Star Command.
Yeah.
Star Command! Buzz Lightyear, Star Command! The world's greatest superhero. We got Buzz Lightyear versus astronaut Buzz Aldrin. Who will be remembered more for their contributions to
Lightyear.
I think I'm not sure. I'm not 100% positive on this, but I think that Buzz Aldrin guy, I think he did something kind of important down, didn't he?
Nah, he's gonna eat dust.
Oh!
So this is exactly what I was looking for. Is like at the end of the day, like really, who's more famous? Who's more important, Buzz Lightyear or Buzz Aldrin?
I think it's that Buzz guy.
I think the Buzz guy. I think it's gonna be Buzz Lightyear. I'm sorry,
Dang.
and that's
Wait, are
only
you
because. Yeah, only because
This is perfect. This is exactly what
he's
I
not
was
the one
looking
who first stepped on the moon.
What?
He
Wait.
wasn't the first one. It was Neil.
No, but it
and
doesn't
whenever you
matter.
think of astronauts, you don't think of Buzz Aldrin. You think of Neil Armstrong. Go to any kid. Who was the astronaut that went to the moon? Neil Armstrong. Do you know who Buzz Aldrin is? Who? No. Do you know who Buzz Lightyear is? Yeah. I'm sorry, but it's going to be Buzz Lightyear, not Buzz Aldrin.
No.
So good luck. I don't know what person would, like, any off the street would definitely know who Buzz Aldrin is if you ask them. I'm sorry to say.
All right, so let me just make sure. Buzz Aldrin is still alive, currently still alive.
Yes.
American former astronaut, engineer, and fighter pilot. He made 3 spacewalks as pilot of the 1966 Gemini 12 mission, at the Lunar Module Eagle pilot mission 1969 Apollo 11 mission. He and mission commander Neil Armstrong were the first 2 people to land on the moon.
Yeah. Which is
And he's-
awesome.
And prior
And
to
he's
that-
still around today. He's still making appearances and
Yeah.
talks and
Yeah.
all that. You know.
But it was Neil. Whenever you were in school, you were taught Neil
Dang.
Armstrong was the
I
first
was taught
man
John
on the moon.
Glenn. Lieutenant John Glenn.
No, you were taught
on that.
Neil Armstrong was the first man on the moon in school. Everybody remembers that from elementary school, middle, whatever you learned it. And that is who you're going to think of when you think of astronauts or landing on the moon. Now, you may know, some people may know who Buzz Aldrin is, but I would say the majority of the population would be like, who? Buzz? That sounds familiar, but I don't know. But then you say, who's Buzz Lightyear? They're like, oh yeah, from Toy Story. Yeah, that guy from Toy Story.
Bruh.
I'm sorry. That's just the way the world is.
Why you gotta make yourself sound like a Midwest lady? You know, like, oh yeah.
I was actually watching a safety video today, and the girl was speaking in a Midwestern accent, and she said some things that I was like, oh yeah, she's from Minnesota. I hear it. I hear it. There's some words that I was like, that's Minnesota right there.
All right, so what do you? Who's gonna? Katie's voting Buzz Aldrin.
I have better faith in humanity.
Okay,
I don't.
I'm going to say that at the end of the day, the more famous, since we're at a tie, the more famous for all the world would be Buzz Aldrin. I'll go.
Yes, thank you.
I'll go that way. All right, so here we go. Here's another one for you guys. That was a good one. I'm impressed that one went that way. All right, the next toss-up is Arnold from the hit show Hey Arnold versus Mr. Olympian himself, Arnold Schwarzenegger, former governor.
Oh, Arnold Schwarzenegger, hands down.
Man.
It's not a tumor.
Head to the chopper!
Get down.
Poor Hey Arnold didn't have a chance, I guess.
Yeah, football head.
Not at all.
He didn't last.
Head?
He did not last. I'm sorry.
No.
Okay.
He's a legend, but no.
Yeah.
Dang. All right, here we go.
We just watched that episode where the Jimmy has a bike. I think his name was Jimmy, and it gets like under the.
It was Eugene.
Oh, Eugene! It gets under the street sweeper, and
Yeah.
and Arnold keeps trying to help. He's like, "Oh my gosh, I'm sorry." No, really, Arnold, stop. Yeah, exactly.
No, really, you've done enough. Stay over there.
Yeah, go sit in that chair all the way over there.
All right, I have this one's good. I think this one might be tough. Okay.
Okay.
At the end of the day, who is more famous for what they've contributed to society? Is it fictional character Luke Skywalker? Or is it author of one of the Gospels in the Bible, physician Luke, and also wrote the book of Acts too? So is it Luke Skywalker or Luke the physician from the Bible?
Luke the physician, you know nothing twit. The gospel shall be heard throughout the world. All things from the earth shall pass away.
Hey, Luke is of space, just saying, okay?
I'm gonna smite you. That thunder that's around your house is getting ready for you, man.
We'll say Luke from the Bible. There we go.
You guys positive?
Yeah.
I mean, the Bible has been around, just strictly secularly speaking, the Bible's been around a long time.
Yes.
So.
And will continue to be the most selling.
And it is taught at universities and churches.
I would say some of the other ones are not as worldwide. That one is definitely worldwide. So,
yes.
It reached the ends of the earth.
Translated into over 1,500 languages.
Yeah. Okay, but Luke also has done a lot. I mean, he blew up the Death Star. Okay, he brought the Jedi Order back into...
He won't be as remembered. Give it another 2,000 years. Luke who? Luke Skywalker who?
Hey, Rise of Skywalker? I mean, it had to rise from... I mean, it's rising.
Nah, he's fallen in the ashes.
It rose from my stomach acid.
Ew. Push that back down.
I mean, Luke, I am your father. Nothing. Can't...
That's not the line.
Yeah, I know that's not the line. Don't be that guy. Okay,
come on. Beat that guy.
She was that guy.
I'm gonna beat that guy.
All right, so we definitely say Luke from the Bible. Okay.
Wow, unanimous. Okay, here we go. Here's another one. Fictional character Mickey Mouse. Okay, versus longtime Hollywood legend and icon Mickey Rooney.
Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse.
Duh.
Mickey Mouse, you can keep making new things with him. Mickey Rooney.
When's the last time they did anything new with Mickey Mouse?
Check the Disney Channel. They have that animated short that I love. It is hilarious. It is updated. It's
They are
recent.
super funny. They are really
Okay.
good.
Yeah, they're really
Mickey Rooney made classic movies that are still watched by.
He was also he also played a Chinese man, which was really bad.
Oh, yeah, Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Exactly.
I'm gonna be saying that thing that makes me seem like a youngin. I know the name, but I don't know who he is.
Yeah, exactly, because he was prominent in the 60s and also before that with Judy Garland when he was younger. But that was way back in the day.
So yeah,
Nowadays,
Mickey Mouse, definitely,
yeah,
hands
Mickey
down.
Mouse.
Because I don't know who that is.
Man, did you ever see Night at the Museum? He was in that.
Yeah, so
I did see Night at the Museum.
Yeah.
You've never seen Night at the
No,
Museum?
I have.
Oh, I was gonna
Who was
say.
he in there?
He was the little bald old man in that movie.
No way.
Wait, wait, I gotta look him up now.
He had like 8 wives at one point throughout his
Oh,
life.
that guy. Okay. I see him.
Yeah, famous old guy.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
him from when he was old.
I know him from when he was old. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. We got 2 more. I told you this thing is going to go pretty quick.
Yeah.
It's kind of just...
All right. Just do
All right. Here we go. All right. Fictional character Homer Simpson. Okay.
Or Homer
Beer
from the
guzzling
Iliad.
donut. It is literally Homer from the Iliad. At the end of the day, you have Homer and Homer. Who contributed more to society? You tell me.
You know, that's a tough one.
You know what? Homer Simpson, that show, The Simpsons, predicted so much that would happen in the future that it's creepy, man. Creepy. I don't know, dude. Homer Simpson might go down in history as that yellow man.
Just because it's a rainy day, I'm gonna go with Homer J. Simpson.
Because, like, you all know who Homer is from the Iliad, but do you know the story? Goodness gracious.
Well, the Iliad is a classic, must-read high school or college
9th grade literature
Greek
novel.
epic that
epic.
everybody has to read about Achilles and Hector,
But is it?
and Paris, Helen of Troy.
Every 9th grader had to read it, in high school. So you all know it, but is it memorable in any way?
Do you have a T-shirt that says "Eat my shorts"?
It's classic literature.
Right. Right. And I mean, that was how many years ago did that come out?
It was
Like
before the Bible.
5,000 years ago. Maybe I don't know.
So the Odyssey.
I'm gonna say no. The Odyssey was different.
Oh,
it's not the Iliad.
okay. So published in English in 1598. So that's when it was in English, and it was in ancient Greek. So that is written in the 8th century. Okay. BC.
Yeah.
So long time ago, and we're still teaching it in schools, but Homer's been around since the 90s, and he's here to stay.
I am smart. S17. I mean, SF.
Nerd!
I don't know.
Can you compete with that? Can the Iliad compete with that?
It might be Homer from the Iliad. I think it might have to be, because that is just a long-standing thing.
I'm going to say Homer J. Simpson. This one goes out to you.
Oh, boy. So I'm going to be the tiebreaker here. At the end, if aliens visited our planet, will we give them like, this is the best of Homer J. Simpson? Hey, everybody! Woo! You know,
Here's a pink donut for your day.
yeah, or we'd be like, this is the epitome of human culture. Reading this entire epic poem, you know, from thousands of years ago. You know,
I think it's got to be that one.
If the aliens are like Kang and the other one from The Simpsons, they'd fall asleep reading the Iliad.
so
What
oh
is
my
this dribble
gosh,
you've given us?
dang, this is actually really tough.
I know, that's what I thought.
Holy shnikes.
What do you choose, Brian?
I'll you know what? I'll go Homer Simpson. I don't know. When push comes to shove.
That he's gonna outlast the Iliad. That's lasted literal centuries.
But Homer is like the everyman of the modern age.
Yeah, everybody's got a
that
white
far,
shirt and a beer belly and likes to eat donuts, has a family, and doesn't
Stupid
like to go to
TV, be more funny. Yeah.
Wow. All right.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, last but not least, I hope you guys see where I'm going with this thing.
Okay.
All right, again, who wore it best or the best of both worlds? We have, without a doubt, one of the best comedians of all time. Nobody throws a rant like this character, okay? He's so popular, he doesn't need to wear pants, all right? Mr. Donald Duck. Okay?
And then
The other
good
person...
boy Donald Trump.
Yeah, Ileana, I'm trying to like set it up, and you blew it.
Boy, Donald Trump.
Trying to set it up.
Yeah.
This gentleman is the infamous president who was impeached not once but twice. Is currently in a few half dozen lawsuits across the country. Had a hit TV show. Yeah.
Owns hotels.
Met the dictator of North Korea.
He's our
Is running
45th president.
and is currently running again for the office of the president, Mr. Donald Trump, who at the end of the day has done more for society, for mankind.
Is that wording? Is that what the wording we should be doing?
Okay, listen. Donald Duck went to war in World War II. He is a war veteran.
That is, he was in the Navy. He was in the Navy. Yes.
Yeah.
Loves his nephews. Loves his nephews.
Come here, boys.
Marge, is that you?
It sounded better in my head, I think.
Come here, boys.
I tried.
That was more like Toad. Wow.
Oh
my god. Okay, and then Donald J. Trump.
Donald
I'm gonna have
J.
to go
Trump.
with my boy Trump, man.
Wow.
I'm gonna have to say Trump.
Yeah, he's my dude. Okay, he may be, a bastard, but he's a he's a bastard that gets beep done.
Definitely with all of the things that have happened, that puts him even more at like the most memorable. Like all of the shenanigans that have happened,
good or bad, he is memorable.
Yeah, I don't care what you think about him.
I mean,
you cannot fight that he's a memorable human being.
The most infamous president we've at least had.
Yeah, I mean, you had Obama, who was our first black president.
Most
and
infamous.
I mean, Nixon. I mean, Crazier than Nixon? More shenanigans than Nixon?
What I'm thinking, I probably should not say. And
Or
will
Bill?
not.
You're talking about Bill?
No, but I'm gonna keep my opinion to myself.
Washington?
No.
Abraham?
You keep your your mitts off of George Washington. I don't want to hear a word about George Washington. Nothing negative about that
cut
guy.
down a cherry tree. He had wooden teeth, apparently.
What are you, in kindergarten or something?
They weren't wooden, actually.
No, I know they weren't. He crossed the river.
The Delaware.
The Delaware River. And it was nighttime and winter.
Listen, don't get me riled up about George Washington. He's one of my heroes, okay?
Abraham Lincoln? He's freed the
other
slaves?
Hero. Oh, Lord.
He had a big hat and a long beard?
He was he was a wrestler.
You're starting to annoy me.
So Donald J. Trump is then our orange president who was.
Dang!
That's what he's known as, Brian. It's not my opinion.
Man.
Listen, he gives me hope. If there can be orange people in the world, there can be blue people in the world as well. And green people. See, that's the Lord coming to smite somebody.
Not
right
me.
There it is. He's coming.
So I would say Donald Trump. What do you think, Brian? I mean, Donald Duck against Donald Trump. I mean, it's a no-brainer.
You know, I know for a fact that Donald Duck, for all the trouble he gets in, his heart is in the right place. About 90% of the time. Yeah. My guy Trump. Actually, how dare I? He's not my guy at all. Don Trump. He's just a guy. Is his heart always in the right place, or is he looking to line those pockets? But in terms of following who wore it best, who's going to be more well known at the end of the day when all is said and done? Donaldo Trump, I guess.
It's the one that makes the most sense. Is it our favorite pick? No, I'd rather pick the duck. But
oh my gosh.
It's the one that makes the most sense of that is a very memorable human being. Because even I remember him from that split second he was in Home Alone 2. Down the hall to the left.
Personally, my favorite Donald is Donald Glover. But that's just me.
Childish Gambino.
That's just me.
Troy from Community.
All right,
Troy
so again, so we had Buzz Lightyear versus Buzz Aldrin. I think we sided on Buzz. Which Aldrin. One did we? Buzz Aldrin. Sided on that one. Okay, so we went nonfiction there. Then we went with Arnold. Hey Arnold guy versus Arnold Schwarzenegger. We went with Arnold Schwarzenegger, so nonfiction. Luke Skywalker versus Luke in the Bible. We went with Luke, nonfiction again. Mickey Mouse versus Mickey Rooney. We went Mickey Mouse, so we did go fiction there. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, the big shocker. Homer Simpson versus Homer of the Iliad. We went with Homer Simpson, so fiction there. And last but not least, Donald Duck versus El Don Trumpo. We went with El Don Noel Trumpo.
Yeah.
Nonfiction.
I think those make sense, I guess.
Oh, so Mickey Mouse and Homer Simpson will be remembered in humanity, whenever if mankind went extinct in thousands of years, millions of years, now they have fossils, they'd be like, wow, these people really, really liked Mickey Mouse and Homer Simpson. In fact, they worshiped them like gods. So
these are their shrines.
I've got one for you, Brian.
Okay.
Ooh.
It's a battle of the Jareds. Jared Leto or Jared Fogle?
Is that from Subway?
Yeah. Who's going to be...
Well, those are two real dudes.
Well, I mean, Jared.
It's got to be one fake person or one, like, imaginary character.
Who's a fake Jared?
Yeah, he went to Jared. He went to Jared.
Okay, Jared Joop. No, it's still real. I don't know a fake Jared.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing that made
this
the
was
game.
tricky.
Fine.
This was tricky. That's why.
Yeah.
You know.
Fine.
I was, in fact, at one point I had when I was doing this, I had Marie from Everybody Loves Raymond, but then I couldn't think of a real person, a woman named Marie in history.
This one's too easy. Mario from the Super Mario Brothers or Mario Lopez?
Mario from the Super Mario Brothers. That's not even a question. I don't even
But
wanna talk
Mario
anymore.
Lopez, he's
I don't wanna
older
talk
now,
to you.
but he's still so youthful. It's gotta be
Nah.
Mario.
I'm gonna go Mario. Soups Mario.
Oh, definitely. Mario Lopez. Yeah. Okay. George Lopez or Curious George?
Dang, that's a good one.
Ooh.
That is a good one.
You're welcome.
Curious George.
I say George Lopez.
I know, but George Lopez has done so much for the Mexican community.
So much. He's been around forever now. I'm saying George Lopez.
Yeah. But then Curious George has entertained children for 50, 60 years.
Yeah, but where has he been for the last, Where
I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna go Curious George. Yeah, on that
Really?
one. Honestly, yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Okay,
That's-
here's my last one. Here's my last one.
Okay.
This is just for kicks and giggles. Johnny Bravo or Johnny Cash?
Or Johnny Depp.
Yeah, Johnny Depp.
Johnny Bravo or Johnny Depp?
Johnny Depp, for sure.
Johnny Depp. It's not even a question.
Depp.
All right,
Yeah.
I am finished.
Okay.
That was a good game. I did like it though.
Yeah, that was.
It's,
it was super corny, but you know.
It's brain picking at the same time. I kind of like that. No, that was good. Thank you, Brian, for that game.
Yes, of
Well,
course.
that will conclude this week's episode of Bump That. If you guys don't remember who we are, we've got Brian in this corner.
To infinity and beyond.
We've got KT in this corner.
I ain't frigid.
Oh. And I'm
Dang.
Ileana, your host, signing off on yet another episode. Now, who is the more important Bob? Bob the Builder or Bob Saget? You decide in the comments. Bob Saget or Bob the Builder? You let us know. And we will see you guys in next week's episode. Bye-bye.